Spirituality creates influence in the church, but success gives you greater influence in the marketplace. And make no mistake about it, the marketplace is the primary concern for the expansion of the kingdom. Welcome to 83K Nation. Dr. Keith Johnson here, your Christian success strategist. This show is all about empowering you with the strategies, skills, tactics, and tools to help you reach your next personal, professional, and financial summits to increase your influence, impact, and income fast.
Anywhere you have lack in your life, there's something you don't know. If you're existing in meager existence, living paycheck to paycheck, that is not God's will for you. God wants you to live an abundant life. Jesus said in his prayer, "It's my prayer that you bear much fruit." The fruit, the proof of the fruit is change lives and money. Spiritual people don't like to talk about money, but money is spiritual. You can't separate the two. If you're really doing what the King wants you to do in the earth, and you are solving massive problems, not just surface stuff. I'm talking about you really solve problems for people's lives. They will exchange their money. They will reach in their pocket and give you their money. I didn't understand this. I had a big desire to help people. My heart was right in that area, but I didn't understand, how do I scale? How do I make a bigger difference? This is entitled Daniel's Domination Strategy for Becoming a Category Leader. Wow, man, you're going to love this one. And it's one of my favorite subjects to actually talk about. And we're going to dive right in to this time together. I got some things I need to do in my studio today, and I want to really help you. For so long, actually the first 10 years of me having this desire to want to make a difference in other people's lives, to wanting to travel the world, to speak on big stages, to write books, to coach people, to help people, that passion, just like you have, to be used by God to change other people's lives. I've had that for I had that for 10 years. And I would try and basically had minimal results. But in my heart, I knew that God wanted me to do this at a much bigger level. And at the end of 10 years, I failed miserably. And the reason why I failed miserably is because of what I'm going to teach right here. I didn't understand Daniel's domination strategy, and it kept me from the level of influence that God wanted me to have, the level of impact God wanted me to have, and it kept me from the income, the money. And it basically ended up with me being $180,000 in credit card debt, having no money in the bank, and living with my mother-in-law. Some people say what you don't know can't hurt you. That's not scriptural. The Bible says, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. Anywhere you have lack in your life, there's something you don't know. If you're existing in meager existence, living paycheck to paycheck, that is not God's will for you. God wants you to live an abundant life. Jesus said in his prayer, "It's my prayer that you bear much fruit." Much fruit. So that's results, my friend. That's not what you imagine in your head, what you believe about yourself. That's where's the fruit? The fruit of your desire to be an author, speaker, coach, the fruit, the proof of the fruit is change lives and money. Now, church people, they want to emphasize, oh, when I'm changing people's lives. Yeah, I'm changing people's lives. You can't base it on the money. Let me tell you something. Spiritual people don't like to talk about money, but money is spiritual. You can't separate the two. If you're really doing what the King wants you to do in the earth, and you are solving massive problems, people will reward you with money. Bottom line. And so money is simply an external result showing whether you're really, I know you think you're making a big difference. I know. But money is a result showing you if you're really making a difference. Because when you really make a difference, really solve some problems, not just surface stuff, not just generalists, like, you tell your little stories about Jesus. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you really solve problems for people's lives. They will exchange their money. They will reach in their pocket and give you their money for your help. And this is very, very important that you understand this, because I didn't understand this. I had a big desire to help people. My heart was right in that area, but I didn't understand how do I scale? How do I make a bigger difference and make money so I could take care of my wife, take care of my family? I got a family to take care of here. I'm living in a real world. I'm not living over on the glory clouds, floating around on some glory cloud somewhere. I can't live and exist in the church building. I got to learn how to exist in the real world. And what I found back in those days, I discovered that, man, I needed to stop being an amateur. I needed to stop being a generalist. And I started to read these successful men in the Bible. I've shared Solomon with you. I've shared Jeremiah with you. I've shared Joseph with you. I've shared many, many, many great men in the Bible. But when I ran across Daniel, I saw, wow. Because I knew that I needed to find like one subject to master. And I needed to build my whole library around it. I needed to master it, not dabble, not, oh, well, I studied this subject for a whole month. I studied this subject for a whole 6 months. And I wanted to learn about money. So I studied all 3 of Dave Ramsey's books. Oh, well, and then I preached a sermon on it for 4 Sundays in a row. So now I know a lot about money because he's the guru and I taught that. Oh, well, really? Well, wait a minute. That's not the only point of view about wealth. Did you study, if you studied Dave Ramsey, did you study Robert Kiyosaki? Completely opposite viewpoints. Did you study his? Oh, well, no, I don't know if he's a Christian or not, so I didn't study that. Well, see, you're not an expert. An expert is a critical thinker. And an expert finds the subject matters and then looks at all the spokes of the wheel, looks at that subject matter from every single angle possible, and knows and understands everybody's thoughts. And then out of that, you begin to say, well, what thought processes changed my life? What worked for me? Because like in money, I tried Dave Ramsey's idea of focusing on getting out of debt. I got in more debt. That didn't work for me. I was breaking a major law of focus. Whatever you focus on expands. I focused on debt. I got in more debt. I started studying some other people, and I started realizing, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Debt's not my problem. Income's my problem. I need to figure out how to make more income. So when I started to realize this, I was like, oh, wow. What I need to do is I need to find my subject that I want to know more than anybody. So if I go on a stage, I can have Dave Ramsey over here, Kiyosaki over here, a pastor over here who has some theological things, a psychologist over here about money. We can gather a panel of people who have different opinions. And I will know every single person's opinion on that stage because I've read their books. I've studied their material. Now I become a weapon for God to use, because wisdom is what? Wisdom is being able to take the scriptures and apply God's solution to the problem, his relevant solution. And that's the key word. That's wisdom. Wisdom is current relevant information that you use. Knowledge is just current relevant information. Knowledge, current relevant information. That's what knowledge means. Understanding, current relevant information that you comprehend. Oh, okay. It's not enough just to read something and say, okay, I know this. The danger with teachers is they read something, then they write an outline, because a teacher can write an outline. But a teacher doesn't understand, because you can teach something you haven't had you haven't had experience actually applying it and using it in the real world. That's knowledge that you comprehend now. You've had application. And then wisdom is, now wisdom is not just the current relevant information I comprehend. Now it's current relevant information I execute with skill. Wow. So I understand as an expert, what worked in one season may not work in another season. What worked in the farming age won't work in the industrial age. What worked in the industrial age won't work now in the information age, the age of speed. We're in the age of speed versus the age of farming, which was slow. Daniel, when you study the life of Daniel and you read Daniel chapter 1, you'll find that Daniel was passionate about getting knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. We find another man like this. And he learned, and he went to school under the Hebrew teachings. He was exiled from Jerusalem, came to Babylon, and then there, the king found this guy. He rose above everybody else. Something got their attention. And the scripture says that the king, and if you want to look it up, you can, Daniel 1 verse 20, because it's the secret. that the king found Daniel 10 times better than all of his cronies in his country. Wow. And then the king said, this guy is smart. He has a passion for learning. I only want the smart of the smartest around me. Now I'm going to send you, Daniel, I'm going to send you to 3 more years of schooling so you can learn how to serve a king. Wow. Now it's interesting with Daniel, right? Daniel was never number one. Daniel lived his entire life until he died in Babylon as the number 2 guy. He dominated. there was no competition. Because Daniel understood this. He understood that the only person he was in competition with himself was himself. And that he needed to push every single day to get more knowledge, more understanding, more wisdom. Because think about it, if he's 10 times better, who's he competing with? When you get twice as good as everybody else, you're not looking at somebody else and saying, well, I got to work up to get like that person. No, he was at 2 times better. He's 2 times better than everybody. But he didn't stop. He said, no, I'm going to push myself. 3 times better, 4 times better, 5 times better, 6 times better. Aren't you satisfied, Daniel? No, I want to be an expert. This is the expert mindset that most people don't get. In 2002, I found my one word, confidence. And you know what? I'm still reading books on confidence. I'm in a whole angle now about studying confidence from the angle of self-love. That I've never really tapped into just that level of knowledge, because confidence is such a broad thing. Just like talking about money there's so many angles that you can go. But I started that in 2022, 20 years, and I'm still studying this subject. I still love the subject. Because so many times I bang my head against the wall, and I'm trying to deal with people and thinking, God wants you to have such a better life. What do I have to do to get you to wake up, to get you to realize God wants you to have a better life? And it always goes back to people really don't believe they deserve it. People really don't have self-esteem. They don't think they're valuable enough. They think they deserve to drive around used beat-up cars and used hand-me-downs. They degrade themselves. They put themselves down on the ladder so far because they don't love themselves. That's the real root of the problem. God said, it's my will to give you the finest wheat, the best. God ain't gonna make you go for anything you don't want. God said, my will is for you to be in the promised land. Says, go over there, take a look at it. Give you houses you didn't build. Land flowing with milk and honey. Grapes so big as your head. I'll show you a picture of what I want for you. What do? They went over there and they saw themselves as grasshoppers. They didn't think they deserved it. They didn't think they had the skill to take what rightfully belonged to them. So Daniel, in the same way, the scripture said, And it's really interesting. It said in Daniel 6, verse 3, it says, Daniel had an excellent spirit. Wow. What does excellent mean? To be excellent means to thrust forward. That's what I'm talking about here. Not being a dabbler, not being a generalist where whoa, you've studied 100 topics throughout your life for a month. Woo! And now you think you know everything about everything. Or maybe some of you out there, you don't study at all. Since you left high school, you haven't read a book since you left. You don't study, you watch TV, play video games, and waste your life away on what we call income-reducing activities. Stuff that doesn't produce you any amount of money at all. And wonder and cry that you're broke and go to church and say, well, God, give me a miracle, somehow work this out for me. And it's like, what are you doing every day to become a person of excellence, to become what I call an expert? See, you got to set yourself up to be 10 times better than everybody else. I did that with the subject of confidence. That's what took me to the top. I mean, to speak on the stage of Get Motivated Business Seminars, the largest business seminar company in the world, for 1 year, 2 times a week, major cities. And I watched for 1 year the rotation of speakers. Some would stay a few weeks and they were gone. I stayed the whole time. Why? Because it just happened, Keith? No, it's because I practiced what Daniel is talking about. I went and I deep dived into my subject matter. One topic to solve one massive problem: confidence. And then, which is why we're talking about 83K Academy. And then I studied and I developed skills, 5 important skills that I hired coaches. Before that even happened in my life, I was hiring coaches, learning, growing. 5 important skills: my communication skills, my writing skills, my coaching skills, my consulting skills. And there's a difference between coaching and consulting. Coaches know how to bring humans to a place of breakthrough. Not just preaching sermons to them, not just teaching information. That doesn't change anything. I'm talking about understanding the psychological skill sets you need to literally sit down at a table, and before you leave that discussion, they say, you just changed my life. Coaches bring breakthrough. Consultants bring blueprints. I had to skill up in my ability to learn how to bring people blueprints, a map on how to get out of where they are to where they want to go. These are all skills. And what I find, a lot of coaches, speakers, authors, aspiring ones, and those who are already doing it, they don't spend any time in these. And I need number 5. I had to skill up in learning how to build a business. big desire to change people's lives, but no understanding of business at all. That's a skill set. These are all skills. This is what Daniel did. Daniel skilled up. Because wisdom is all about skill sets. Having the knowledge to apply a skill at the right time and knowing what to do and why it's important. So most authors, speakers, and coaches I see, they never grow. And they never really, they're experts like in their own mind. I have a lot of preacher friends. Oh, amazing speakers. They have amazing thoughts. Great guys, good hearts. But 99% of my preacher friends, they're not known for one thing. They're not experts. They really aren't. You say their name. Oh, he's a great, good guy. I love that guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, can he preach? Yeah. Can he teach? Oh, yeah. Does he know a lot about the Bible? Oh, yeah. He knows a lot about the Bible. But where does that take you? Then the next question is, has he solved a massive problem and people are giving him money because he's solving such massive problems? One friend I know just down the road, I'm trying to tell him that, hey, man, the world needs your gift. You have a message. It's not just for your little church that has 300 people in it. He ignores me, ignores me, ignores me. One of his big tithers leave. And now he told me the other day, oh, hey, man, you know, I'm driving a bus for the school system because the church can't afford to pay me. I'm like, oh. Another guy told me I'm driving for Uber at nighttime. I'm sitting here, you're wasting the calling of God because you only think inside the box. And you spent all this time and you've never mastered a topic. And so I love it that Daniel was 10 times better. And here's a fact people don't understand. Daniel was second in command for 80 years under 4 kings. Remember, he was a young man. He was very old when he died. And served. He served during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. And even when you read about King Cyrus and the return of the people going back and to Jerusalem, Daniel was still serving that King Cyrus. Second in command. He had influence. He had impact. He did it because he was an expert.
Are you an aspiring Christian author, speaker, or coach? Then I've got something just for you. I'm opening up a few spaces in my private mentoring program, 83K Academy. In less than 6 weeks, I will take you through a step-by-step process to launch your expert business completely from scratch. You will get a brain dump of my 25 years in this business, from launching a multi-million-dollar brand, writing a bestseller, traveling the globe as a paid speaker, and even consulting billionaire entrepreneurs and CEOs. This is truly an opportunity of a lifetime to have me personally mentor you to discover your one word as we build your multi-million-dollar expert business together. To apply for one of the few remaining spots in the program, head over to 83kacademy.com and submit your application to qualify now. Godspeed, my friend.
And so I wanted to share this with you today. And it's a simple thing. But once you understand it, it changes your life. But the first foundational thing you've got to do is find that one word. Daniel, excellence. He got consumed with this thing. I mean, you got to admit that, right? I mean, wow, 10 times better. Excellence means to thrust beyond everybody else. I'll make you the head, not the tail. Above, not, I'll make you, make. That means there's a process that you got to work out to rise to the top, to being the best in the industry, a category leader on something. So we want to help you at 83K Academy be able to do that. I want to show you this. We call it the expert quadrant. The center of the quadrant starts off with us really not thinking, maybe, I don't know. We can't go anywhere in building your expertise until we get this down to one word. Daniel, excellence. Solomon, wisdom. Maxwell, leadership. Warren Buffett, investing. I could say name after name. John Kelly, apostolic. The list just goes on and on and on of people who focused on one word and built a brand around it. Not a funnel, a brand. You can't build a brand until you find your one word. Then when you find it, now we got to help you become a speaker. We got to help you understand communication, going beyond being a speaker to a communicator. We got to have a global story for you. We got to understand what is your market, your message to market. Where is your market? Who are the people you're assigned to? We got to know your signature talk. Design a signature talk that connects with people, that changes people. But thirdly, it converts them to what? To one of the other quadrants, to getting consulting. Top quadrant first, for you consulting them, for you to educate them through courses, memberships, events. And the bottom tier, at least buy a book, a manual, newsletter. So we help you develop as a speaker. We help you write the book, the manuals, the newsletters to communicate with your tribe of people who are interested in the problem you're solving. Then becoming an educator, how to lay out the courses, how to lay out a membership program, how to create an event around your subject matter. Then a consultant. We teach you how to attract high-ticket clients, how to create a high-ticket offer like I taught you yesterday. Instead of trying to sell $10 books, you're selling programs at $25K, $50K, $100K. And I teach you the high-ticket process on the road to be able to do that. See, some people think they're experts in these 4 areas and they're not. We're not talking about Sunday school classes here. We're not talking about the journey class where you give them four teachings and you lead them to Christ. We're talking about a serious transformational process that you're building a business that can make a difference in people's lives and make money. Let me take you to a video of a few people who've done this. I want to show you this. These are people who've gone through my 83K Academy. The doors are open right now. 83kacademy.com/apply now. I want you to listen to a few people who've already gone through it and they're crushing it. Watch this.
During the pandemic, I decided that I needed a change in my life. I was an event planner and I was totally burnt out and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I knew that something had to give. I needed a change. And so one day my brother decided that he was going to have a speaker online, and I joined that live and I met Dr. Keith Johnson. I followed him and I stayed in contact. And then he showed up one day and he talked about 83K Academy. I was like, okay, God, I want to do this. I am going to do this because I needed to change. So I decided, yes, I made a difference. I decided that I was going to do something about my life. and I got into 83K Academy, let me tell you, I have never, ever looked back, because the woman that I became through that process, I realized that I had something inside of me to share to the world, to help others. I discovered my one word, which is forgiveness. I am now your forgiveness coach. If people are hurting, I come alongside them to help them. And in order for me to realize that dream, I had to go through the process of 83K Academy. If you are sitting on the fence today about doing change with your life, don't wait another moment. Jump in today. Take action today. 83K Academy will change your life.
And I said, you know what? I've got to do this. And I made the decision to go into debt for it. And it's the best debt I've ever had. It's the best investment I made in myself. And when I graduated at the end of June, I had gotten clear. I had a purpose again. I was dreaming bigger than I had been dreaming in a very long time. And I started seeing my world open up. And so I came out of that where I launched a coaching business. I now have a 501c3 where I'm involved in coaching. I've written 100 pages of my book on progress because my purpose is to help people make quantum progress in their life, no matter what they've been through. I've got 100 pages of my book written. I got my master's degree. I'm working on my doctorate. And oh, by the way, I found my voice again because I was so afraid to talk about my past. Just like you shared, Dr. Johnson, I was ashamed. I was ashamed of what I had been through. A snake came into my life. I didn't realize it, and it cost me everything financially. And I was so ashamed of that, I didn't want to tell it. But you mined for that gold in me in 83K Academy. You mined the gold. And now I tell people, and I've had speaking engagements since I finished. This is all in the last 9 months. And 9 months is what it takes to birth a baby. I'm giving birth. I'm coaching, I'm speaking, I'm writing, getting my doctorate. And oh, by the way, I'm living in a brand new, just built, beautiful, beautiful condo, furnished with all new furniture, because out of 83K Academy, I also now have multiple streams of income. And that debt was paid off in a matter of months. And it helped my credit score, and I signed on this condo at a 2.375 fixed interest rate. Who does that when they just lost everything a few years ago? So I had the confidence to move forward in all these areas, and I've got a story that now I'm no longer afraid to tell. I've got great relationships. I'm surrounded by all these amazing people now. I'm no longer scratching in the barnyard with the chickens. I'm flying with the eagles. And all of this is because I made that decision to listen to my heart and not listen to my head. And I got an 83K Academy.
Hi, my name is Martijn van Tilborg. I'm the owner of Four Rivers Media. We come alongside influencers to help bring their message to market. And we started our company in 2008. It was definitely a day of small beginnings. And we grew out to be a multi-million-dollar company. Specifically doing business in the Christian space, helping Christian leaders bring their message to market. And along the way, I met somebody named Dr. Keith Johnson, and I just wanted to give him a shout out today. Keith Johnson has been a tremendous blessing. He is a godsend. I always look back to the 12 years that we've been in business, and there's different phases of growth that I can identify. And at the foundation of every growth spurt was a strategic alliance. And I can truthfully say that the relationship with Keith Johnson has been such a relationship. He's been a mentor, he's been a coach. His teaching has inspired me to think bigger. His coaching program has helped me to see beyond my current circumstance into the future. And it has definitely helped me grow the company. And, besides the favor of the Lord, Keith really has helped me become who we are today. And for that, I want to thank you. And I want to encourage everybody to check him out. find out what he stands for. He brings tremendous value. He's an out-of-the-box thinker. He is somebody that doesn't think small. So if comfort and small thinking and safety is your forte, don't do anything with him, because he's definitely going to get you out of your comfort zone. But as he does that, you'll experience something that you probably haven't experienced before. He's a great guy. You're going to love him, and I encourage you to connect with him. Keith, you're a blessing, man.
I want you to see just a few of those testimonials. And I want to conclude with this. We have 83K Academy open right now. Daniel's secret of becoming 10 times better. I want you to think about this. His secret to becoming 10 times better. Because remember, he was a young man. His secret was that he was able to learn faster than everybody else. You see, the speed of your learning must flow with the speed of change. Wow. I remember writing a book called The Confidence Makeover and saying that we have to evolve quicker than ever before because change is happening every 5 years. Can you believe I said that? 5 years. Then, when I wrote another book called The LQ Solution, I said change is happening every 3 years. Now, today, man, change is happening every 90 days in 3 months. Forget 3 years. Things are changing so fast. And the reason why the world is stressed is because their learning hasn't caught up with the speed of change. And so if you want to stay on the edge and prevent yourself from perishing because of a lack of knowledge, you better get consumed with getting the knowledge, new understanding, new wisdom. Because notice I said knowledge is current relevant information. Some of you got old understanding from the farming and industrial age. You're still trying to apply it today. That's why you're losing. You have to go and drive for Uber, and you got to drive school buses with snotty-nosed kids arguing and fighting and throwing stuff at spitballs at your head. and you're trying to start coffee shops, and you're trying to do all this stupid stuff that's outside of your calling. Going to jobs you hate. And God's like, right here is an industry you could get involved in and make a lot of money online. I've done it. 25 plus years now. And I basically, in sort of speak, retiring my brand, and I'm all about helping new emerging author, speakers, and coaches make 83K. 83K extra a year, 83K per month, which is $1 million, as you see back here on my sign. Then move you from 83K, not just a month, a week, 83K a day. And like you saw Martine on there, he made $1 million in a day. Wow. No reason why you can't do this. It's a decision. But everything starts with learning. If you want to become something, you got to study something. You become what you study. If you want to become the world's best baker, you got to study recipes, pans, knives, and foods. And you study it, and you study it, and you study it, and you become it. You want to become a speaker that makes a difference in people's lives. If you want to become a consultant, author, coach, thought leader. You have to study that subject. And eventually you become it. So that's why we have 83K Academy. The doors are open right now. We do 6 major things through 83K Academy. We help thought leaders, authors, speakers, and coaches and consultants discover their one word, to know it, build a brand around it, market, number 3, to get known so people know you. Number 4, help you monetize that message. Number 6, help you earn 83K per month. First year, realistically, you'll make 83K for the year. Number 6, make a bigger difference. That's what we do. The 6 things we do at 83K Nation here, 83K Academy. That's what we help you do. Now I'm going to take you through 4 of my most intensive courses in 6 weeks. First of all, we're going to get you certified as a life coach. We're going to start positioning you as an expert. You're going to get certification as a life coach, leadership coach, church growth coach, business coach. All of this with the backing of Destiny College International, our certification. Now, we're going to do this so you have the skill sets to be able to bring change in people's lives. If you don't change people's lives, they're not going to reward you with money. The second thing is becoming a high-ticket consultant. How to command higher consulting fees from higher quality clients, even if no one has ever heard of you. You have no television ministry, no mega church ministry. You don't have to have all that. But you do need to know how to go find the high-level clients, how to fish for the whales. Everybody's fishing for the minnows. You don't want that. That's hard. I'm going to teach you how to go after high-level clients, where they hang out. Where do the whales hang out? What do I need to do? And remember, all you need is 10 a year. That's all you need to do is find 10. Then I'm going to help you write your way to millions, how to become a best-selling author, exactly how to lay your book out so that you will have a book that you will be seen as an expert in your subject area. You can't become an expert unless you have a book. Solomon had a book. The disciples have books. They wrote a book. That's why we know their names. We don't know all the disciples' names because many of them didn't write anything. Speak for a change. Become a world-class communicator. I teach you how to not just preach, but to communicate. There's a difference. I share this, I call it my difference in dollar template. That in a speech, you want to not just make a difference, get a pat on the back. You want to first connect with them. The second thing you want to do is change them, the 3 C's. The third thing you want to do is convert them. Convert them to what? To taking the next step with you, to move into your coaching and consulting programs that are high ticket, high level. Amateurs live for amens. Amateur lives for pats on the back, good jobs. Professionals live and understand the last 9 through 12. How do I say the right words to convert them to join me? Now with this, here's how you apply. 83kacademy.com/apply now. You'll see it down in the comment sections. I know this isn't for everybody, but I know we're speaking to some people today where applications are coming in. I have a coach that's ready to talk to every single one of you. Make sure this is right for you. We don't want you to be a part of this if it's not a fit. Just like you're checking us out, we're checking you out. Because I only take a handful of people through my mentoring program every quarter. And each one of those classes, You get a video a day, 1 hour a day. That's all it takes. It's not going to take a ton of your time. You just learn every single day. I'm going to teach you to learn every single day. Master your craft by your daily habits. And you're going to learn a video every single day. And every Saturday, you're going to get coaching from me. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., we're going to get on a coaching call with you and the other students, a handful. And we're going to get on a coaching call. I'm going to help you with any questions you have. I'm going to help you through moments where you get stuck in your mind, where you think you can't do it. And I'm going to bring you the blueprint. See, all you need is blueprints. Oh, here's the blueprint you need. Cut and paste. Put your worded verbiage in there. Put your thoughts in there. Put your message in there. You see, when you have blueprints, it's easier to get through some of these hurdles of I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you can. You just need some tools. It's like looking at a nut and say, man, I can't take that nut off. Well, yeah, you're right. It's going to be really hard unless you have a ratchet. You got a ratchet. I can take that off. Pretty easy. It's not as hard if I have tools. If I don't have any tools, it's hard. It'll take me forever. I maybe never be able to do it. That's why in 83K Academy, we give you the blueprints. The blueprints. How do I write a book? The blueprint. I just showed you a blueprint. Connect, change, convert. 12 steps. How to do it. We give you the blueprints for coaching. We give you the blueprint for consulting. I give you my whole consulting package. Here's mine. You can run with mine and start off right away making money. Or you can take the blueprint I made, make it your own, which that's ultimately what you do, because I don't want you to be me. We want you to be unique, different. So there we are. That explains the whole program. Janine from South Africa is on. Janine, what do you think today? What do you think about today? Any thoughts?
Hi, Dr. J. Hello, everybody. Wow, today's message was so powerful. It just opened up my mind again to realize that to stand out, you need to do more. So you need to improve your knowledge and so that you can excel, so you can be 10 times better. And like you said, it's not always trying to be in competition with everybody else there. It's good to be in competition with yourself, because then you can push yourself to a higher level, and you can pat yourself on the back. And the message that's birthed inside of you will solve a problem for someone out there. So 83K Academy changed my life. It opened up my mindset to think bigger, to grow in a person. And the good thing is you're not alone. You get all the tools that you need to build your expert empire, to do what you need to do, how to write a book, how to create a consulting program that you can sell. So don't be afraid. We're not going to leave you out there with anything. We're going to give you every single tool that you're going to need to start your business, so that you can be a success from day one. Like Dr. J said, it's a copy and paste. He gives you the framework. You just fill in your message in the blanks, and there you go. So I encourage all of you, go to 83kacademy.com/apply now, and one of our consultants will take you through the steps to see if you're a good fit for our program. Thanks, Dr. J.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Hey, you just talk so direct, so clear. Were you always like this?
Oh no, I was like 3 years ago, I was very shy. There was no confidence. I always looked down. I was just so afraid to look in the camera. And through 83K Academy, you helped us for me, to build confidence, to speak in the correct way, to articulate my words, to think it through before I just say something and then I stumble over my words. So you help me to become the person I am today, to build a confidence, to believe in myself, and to make a difference in people's lives.
Wow. Did you hear what she just said? Did you really listen? She said confidence. She said confidence, like I think I counted 4 times. Confidence. A belief in herself that she can speak. She didn't have to look down, being shameful. That she could talk in front of a camera. Did you hear that in her? Yeah. See, that's the biggest advantage of going through 83K. You catch something called confidence. You could do it. You believe in God, you need to believe in yourself also. Because here, if you don't believe you can do this, even God can't help you. God needs you to believe in yourself. And like I said earlier, the number one reason people don't live the life they want is because of a lack of confidence, lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem, lack of believing they deserve the best God has for them. So give up the life that you hate. This is the year for it. And start building the life of your dreams. You got to start somewhere. Mickey Mouse, Disney World started with a mouse. It started small. You got to start. Now's the time to start. What's the beginning moment? If you want to become something, you've got to study it. The baker's got to study them recipes to make some dough. Dough, get it? Dough. He studies recipes on making dough so he can make some dough. And he'll become a baker. He'll become the chef. That's what you got to do. It's no different if it's a baker, a mechanic, a politician, all across the boards. The cool thing about this industry is we're in the industry of changing people's lives, letting God be able to use us. And not just for church people. My expertise is helping you be able not to just make a difference inside the 4 walls of the church. There's only a handful of Christian guys who can say, I speak at churches and I speak in corporate America. I speak to business leaders. There's only a handful of us, not very many. I know how to do both. And I can help you go into both realms. So we're excited. Again, Janine, will you lead everybody to where they need to go? I know this may not be for all of you. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed today. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about, Janine, I'm talking about the 3 big mistakes I made. Our next bonus day, tomorrow I'm going to really lay down into the 3 biggest mistakes I made in my whole life. Big ones. Big ones. Cost me a lot of pain. It cost me a lot of money. Cost me a loss of relationships. I'm going to share those 3 big mistakes so you don't make them in 2024. So Janine, I'm going to pass it back to you. Please lead people to the promised land, those who desire to become a part of it and want to connect up. We set someone up with you to talk to you personally if you have this desire. And you can book a time. And Janine, if you just want to give them the link to be able to do that, and then we'll see you tomorrow. 3 mistakes I made. Janine, go ahead.
Thank you, everyone, for watching today. You can apply at www.83kacademy.com/apply now, and one of our coaches will take you through the steps to see if you're a great fit. So you can go to www.83kacademy.com/apply now.
And the link, right, is down in the chat. and the links are down in the comment sections, right?
That's right, yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. So just do the scan me or go on down in the link down below and let's get started. Take the first step. Believe, I don't know how I can do this. Just take one step. What's the first step? Apply. Have the belief in yourself to say, hey, at least I'm going to check this out. Okay. God bless you. Talk later. Bye-bye now. Godspeed.